And it was traveling across the country and hearing the stories of these other young women when I realized what feminism really was. That there's this political definition, but there's something else too. And feminism is hearing your pain and your struggle and your experience in another woman's voice and suddenly realizing there is nothing wrong with you and nothing wrong with her, but something that is trying to make you feel that there is. And when I got that, I realized that I had no other choice but to devote my life to feminist activism. And that I was the luckiest person in the entire world to get to travel across the country and hear these stories and work with these young women. So, we are fighting for sex education, just like I did and young people are still doing now. We are serving as clinic escorts, as I bet some of you do, and teaching peer education in our college health centers. We demanded more affordable birth control as college students, and you know what? We got it. We're demanding our younger sisters' right to have EC without political restrictions, and we got that for some young women. We're establishing gay-straight alliances and gender-neutral bathrooms and taking our friends to task for homophobic language. We're protesting the building of prisons instead of schools. We're signing petitions and tweeting for others to do the same. We're photographically combating street harassment and talking about why it's one of the most universal and important feminist issues to our generation. We voted for Hillary and Barack Obama. We're bringing up sexuality and women's equality in our churches and our synagogues and our mosques. We're living out reproductive justice so that all children are wanted and all women can parent their own kids if they want to do so. And yes, we blog. We blog a lot. We bear witness to our experience in the genre of our generation to make each other stronger and to combat ignorance in all of its forms, even like with this Mother Jones woman, when it's coming from our own side. But we organize in these ways to make real-world results. I will tell you a story that's one of my favorites since working at change.org, because it's one of those things that I probably would not have been possible 20 years ago, and Rosa Parks worked on it, and it wasn't possible then, was a story of a woman named Reese Taylor. Some of you may have heard this story. She was a woman in Alabama, a black woman who was raped by her neighbors, gang raped by her 4 white neighbors in 1944 during the Jim Crow era. She knew who did it. She reported them to the cops. 2 of them confessed to doing it to the cops, and the cops refused to press charges. They refused to detain them, do anything about it, and when Reese's family tried to fight back, they threatened her family. The NAACP sent down their best investigator, Rosa Parks, to try to get justice for Reese, and she was unable to get anywhere amid the hostile racist climate of Abbeville, Alabama. And so this is in 1944, and in February, a man named Robert Corbett contacted us at change.org, and he is Reese's brother. And he is in his 70s, his late 70s. He had seen an article and said, this is a really weird thing. This might be a last-ditch effort, but my sister is in her 90s, and I would really like for her to get an apology from Alabama for how they treated her back in 1944. And I have the emails of the state legislature and the Abbeville City Council, and can we run a petition against them? And so we did. And we put it up on the site, and we did a lot of media around it. This is also in a book called The Dark End of the Street, yes, by Danielle McGuire. This is a story from that book, so it was getting a lot of press at the time. But we fought this thing. We got a sponsor. We wrote the legislation at change.org. We wrote the legislation because the sponsor was like, I don't know how to do an apology resolution. So we got the House to adopt it. We got the Senate to adopt it. We shamed the governor into signing it. And at I think she's 94 years old, Reese got an apology from the state. The quote that's going to make me cry is when she said, she got to go to the White House. A group honored her here in DC, and she got to the White House and meet Barack Obama. And she said, for all these years, I was living my life thinking and knowing that I didn't matter. And at 94, now people have shown me that I matter. And sorry, it's just, that is that online organizing. That is that get off the internet, why aren't you in the streets? that did that. 40,000 people made the New York Times apologize for victim blaming an 11-year-old for her gang rape. This is how we helped get Sarah Weddington's job back. This is how we got Ed Schultz kicked off the air last week for calling Laura Ingraham a slut. So the method in which we do this, don't ever let anyone tell you that online organizing doesn't manifest in real, on-the-ground results. When I was coming here today, I kept thinking about something that I've heard Gloria Steinem say a lot. In any audience, there is enough energy, skill, anger, and humor for a revolution. I agree. And here in this room, right now, we have women who will run for office, run offices, build buildings, save lives, and save the world. We are not the future of the feminist movement. We are the now. We are not apathetic. We are angry. We are strategic. We are smart. We are diverse, and we are capable. We are the new revolution, and we will not go back.